That's right, DJI now make power banks. And if you clicked on this video, you want to know if this is going to work for you. And after the response I got from another video of people wanting to know if this is going to power their van, this might be the bit of information that either twists your arm or lets you know the bit of information that you need to know. And not only that, by doing this video, this actually helps getting the Land Rover back on the road. So thank you very much for clicking on and watching this through. Being on YouTube for this amount of time, you can obviously guess I'm a fan of DJI, whether it's been the drones or whether it's this DJI Osmo that I'm filming on now. It's banging kit, and the reason I keep using it is because it just works. It's simple and effective. When I say it's simple and effective, the ergonomics on this are fantastic, because at first glance you think it's a little bit boring. However, there's method to the madness. On the side, there's nuts that are already built into the unit, so if you've got brackets in a vehicle, you can then bolt this too, so it's going nowhere. Alternate to that, there is a large handle on either side, so you can carry this. But from my world, in the campervan and overland vehicle building world, you could then put a ratchet round these and tie these down. So then this, in the event of an accident, wouldn't go launching around the vehicle. Because this is a nice flat top, a nice flat front, nice flat sides, you can build this into your cabinetry. And it gives you 4 230 volt to 250 volt AC outlets, which is giving you a peak of around 3000 watts, which for a 2000 is absolutely fantastic at peak. On the front here, we've got the USB-Cs. These are 140 watt for the first two, 65 watt for the second two. That's where all the fast charging and everything happens there. The next ones up is you've got 4 24 watt USB-As. So that's for your little bit older tech, your torches, things like that. This section here is where you charge the unit up from. So you're just going to put your kettle lead straight in the front there, which is easy to get to in the event of having to work on your vehicle, move things, change things. It's also got a little switch for the fast charge or the super fast charge. Obviously, with these things, it depends what you want to do, whether you want to just plug in somewhere, get it straight up to speed and get back out the door, or whether you want to kind of look after the battery for its lifespan and just help it along a little bit more and use a slightly slower charger. The bit, and I mean the bit, that makes this stand out is the SDC ports here and here. Okay, there's 2 of them. This is the Swiss Army knife of ports. The reason I say that is because this is where you can put all your Gucci accessories in. So you can purchase a DC-DC charger for charging off your vehicle's alternator, okay? And I don't mean just like your cigarette outlet type one that can go in and slowly trickles it in, because yes, you can do that. However, these will take a specific vehicle DC-DC charger that DJI do to fast charge it. You can also put in a solar controller that DJI do. That also goes in. So that's 2 ways of making this an off-grid power system for your vehicle. Alternately, if you don't want them in, and the beauty is you can mix and match, if you wanted one or the other, that gives you another port, which you can then fast charge drones and things, other DJI products from there. And you can also have your big outlet, okay? And when I mean a big outlet, I mean you can plug in to the DJI port here and have your 12 volt socket that you can get, and then you could wire, say, your fuse board off that, and any other 12 volt things that you want to power off that. That's clever. While we're looking at this on the front, you can see everything's here. We've got a nice crystal clear display, which is giving you the percentage. It's giving you how much power's going in, how much power's going out, which gives you an idea of how long you can run a said item. So if you're going to stick your coffee machine and your George Foreman and things like that off of this, you're going to see the output wattage go absolutely through the roof, but it's also going to show you how much you're using, so you know how much energy you've got and how long before you need to charge this thing back up again. And if you're not bothered about seeing this display and it is just working away in a cupboard somewhere just doing its thing, you've also got the Bluetooth app. Everything these days luckily has an app. You can have it to hand and use it as a remote control. You can see exactly what's going on with the power that you're using. Let's get it up here out of the way. 22 kg if you're wondering how heavy this is, so it isn't bad at all. You can curl this one hand. you should be able to kill this one-handed. And don't forget, with content like this, make sure you're subscribed to my second channel that is down in the description box, because I'm going to try and separate off items like this and do a dedicated review channel. If enough of you go over there and subscribe and watch the videos, people like this will want to send it to the review channel and not insist that it's on this main page. No, I appreciate you getting this far, to be fair. Thank you very much. Right, let's talk about what goes in and what goes out real quick. So, fast charging, 1800 watts. If you turn this to super mega turbo charge on that top switch there, this can go from 0 to 80% in 55 minutes. And if you do it from 0 to 100%, it takes 90 minutes. Nobody runs the power banks down to 0. It's just a bad idea to do. If you do, they're the numbers. You can take that with a pinch of salt, because if you run this down to say 50%, it gives you an idea how long it's going to be. At 3000 watt, this is going to power everything mains powered I've got in my van. I'm not going to run you through the whole thing of plugging a coffee machine in, plugging a hairdryer in. You've all seen it. You know what a power bank is. I don't need to do that. The main thing that you need to take from this is the stats, and check all these. In the description below there's the information, but that is a mass of power up there. My full induction hob at full tilt on both rings is 2000 watts, to give you an idea. My small George Foreman, that's 1200 watts, and my coffee machine is around 1000 watts. So when you look at them items, that kind of gives you an indication of what kind of things you can run off it. Okay, you're not going to keep them things going 24/7, so you can start to look at how many charges and uses you get out of a lifespan of one of these batteries. But doing the whole vehicle thing, this is where I would say integrate it in with some sort of solar or charging or something that's slowly replenishing it. So when you take a bucket of energy out of the thing, you're also slowly drip feeding it back in again, aren't you? And as far as lifespan on this thing, after 4,000 cycles of using this, it will still have 80% usability on the batteries of it. So you don't have to worry about, like, I've seen quite a few of the cheaper ones recently where people have used them for 6 months, 9 months, something like that, and just weekend use them, not even like integrated into the vehicle use them, and they're not retaining charge, especially in the cold. So that's where I've got a big thing for some of these bigger brand ones that, yes, they will cost you a little bit more money, but I don't think it's that much more money for the guarantee and for the quality of product you get for it, if that makes sense. If you were needing more power out of this and you have got thirsty items, or you wanted to use it in your house, you can stack this, okay? You can use, again, these special plugs to then buy the add-on batteries, add-on batteries, add-on batteries, and make this a colossal power unit. However, I do think that that unit there for a weekend camper is enough. Because if this is on a vehicle and you were putting the money into building it in there and having the solar controller and having the DC-DC charger, the solar can rack in 1.8 kilowatts of power, okay? That's a fair few solar panels that's going to take. So that's not just like your little 100 or 200, you can stack this thing. So if you had solar on the roof of your vehicle coming down in the usual cables into the solar controller, which in turn just plugs into the front of there, you could take this out, use it in your house, put this back in again, plug your solar pack in, and you're getting free energy. And if you've got the DC-DC charger, you get a kilowatt of power going into that from the alternator. Okay, the wiring that you put in will restrict that, but if you, in ideal conditions, have it close to the alternator, have the control unit there, and put this in, happy days. And I'm all right saying you get the big stack of units to make this even bigger and even bigger and even bigger. This may be too big for you. And if that is the case, this is the 2000. They also do a 1000, which is a lot smaller than this. And if you want to check that out, have a look in the link in the description box below. And if too many people don't mind this kind of video every now and again, then I can always ask them to send me the 1000 if you want to have a look at it. You have to let me know though.